Fuck, how do I record? Start recording. Haha. Hello. Welcome to Doctors and Dungeon Masters. I am still learning my new computer. So I apologize for any technical issues. I am Kelly Breivik, PhD student at UWM, and I am the Dungeon Master.
Oh, hey,
I was
I
like,
am
no,
Leia
not
Liebzeller.
again.
What?
I thought it was audio issues again, and it was me, and I got scared.
Oh no, yeah, no, it's just me being muted. It's
Mm-hmm.
cool. Yeah, hi. I'm Leia Liebzeller, PhD candidate at the University of Wisconsin-Milwaukee in anthropology. Here today playing Ash. Yeah.
And last but not
I'm,
least,
I'm Eric Kirsting. I'm a PhD student at Milwaukee, and I study games and stuff.
nice.
And so
What's nice for
that's me,
y'all is I can
Mario.
easily mute myself on Discord, but not so much on Streamlabs. So people at home get to listen to the sweet sounds of my dog barking while I can mute you, but mute myself for you. So let's get a recap of what happened last week.
Oh gosh.
We did some fighting in the arena. We beat up our friends, and we our other friend Franzi got caught and ended up getting beat up by the people who run the arena, and then was wandering the streets.
Yeah, and I mean, it's always funny when the player doesn't recap the loot that they got.
We got
Because
loot. Oh yeah, we got a reward for winning, I guess, but I don't know what it is.
yeah, so there was 1,000 gold piece pot that you
Okay.
two won, as well as the artifact, which was given to you in a safe with the combination code that you use some illusory script and such in order to like protect it. You were expecting to meet up with Joe later that evening at the market to reunite with Franz and to go figure out what the fuck is going on with this thingy. But Franz and Tomas did not show up at the scheduled meeting time and place, at which point Ash had reached out to see what was going on. And Tomas explained that Franz is going off on a ship and does not know when he is coming back. And the ship departs in the morning, and Tomas is going to see him off. And when you tell Joe that, she asks you all to decide. She decides now's not the right time. She doesn't really want to talk business at this moment. And she asks for you all to come back to the Five Fingers tomorrow morning, sometime between dawn and noon. I know it's a wide time frame, but that's when she tells you. And she starts to walk away, but then she'll turn around to Ash and go, "Bring Joe," and then keep walking away.
So wait, Joe said to bring the little Joe. Okay.
Ash does not know how he feels about bringing baby, like 1-year-old Joe to the Thieves Guild.
Yup.
Um, yeah.
Yup.
But he will, because I guess he kind of trusts Lady Joe.
Uh-huh.
We've got Lady Joe and Baby Joe.
Yup. Yeah, is there anything the two of you want to do that evening?
I think I'd just be chilling.
Oh no, I
Wouldn't be.
got you. One second, I need to.
I think
Your
it does kind of bear
video.
mentioning also.
All
Sorry.
right,
Oh,
there we go.
what's wrong?
It wasn't
There we
working.
go. All right.
Anyway,
Yeah, I think it
so
does bear mentioning, just for our viewers, that Corey is not here today and will not be here, at least for a time at minimum. So
yeah,
we don't know what the future is gonna hold of this game, but you still have Franz. Wow, you still have Ash and Nor. So
yeah,
We're partying.
yeah.
yeah. So sorry, Eric. What did you what were you saying?
Um, I think Nora would just focus on, on the students and hanging out with the other faculty that evening. I don't think she'd have any particular unique plans. She is kind
Mhm.
of now dying to know what
Yeah.
was the secret
What's
item
in the
that, like,
box?
this is getting a little, like, it's getting a little too drawn out, like,
Mhm.
for her. She's starting to get antsy, but she's got good impulse control.
Yeah. And
Um,
God,
no, go. You're fine.
I was gonna say, at some point in the evening after dinner, Faye approaches you, probably in your study when you're at, like, what would Nor be doing in the evening to sort of like wind down?
I did take up sewing, so
Yes.
I guess I would be doing that.
Nice. So, I don't think that Faye is the type of person that can handle like sitting down and for one place for that long. But what she does do when you sew is she'll take out the yarns that come in like the little ovular shape, and then she'll turn it into a ball, which is a lot easier. So she'll like unravel it and then wrap it up again in a ball form, so it's easier for you to knit. And as you're doing that, she'll go. So, what was in the box?
Still waiting to find out, I guess.
D- didn't you get the code and everything? Like, why didn't you open it yet?
Well, I guess, some conflict with Franz.
Oh, well, he
Guess
didn't
made
steal
it.
it, did he?
No, I think Joe's a little torn up on about. Franz, I think, he, he grabbed a ship and
He
he's a
stole a whole
stowaway.
ship? Oh,
I don't think more stowaway. Maybe they know that he's on the ship though,
hmm.
but he's gone. And Joe's obviously, she loves Franz like he's her child. So
Yeah.
she's, I think, pretty torn up. So I think she suddenly cared a lot less about what was in the box. But it is a little annoying because she knows she could have just told us at any point what was in the box. But you know, sometimes people don't tell you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You think maybe I'll make her something for you to take. You're going in the morning?
That's the plan, yeah.
All right, I'll make something for the morning. Maybe do we have bananas left?
Um, do we have bananas left? Uh, Probably. I haven't been paying too much attention to the pantry.
True. Bells and whistles, they're fiends with that. I'm not
With
sure.
bananas?
Well, with the pantry, the bananas sometimes are. They don't go after them specifically, but sometimes they're casualties in the pan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a little bit my fault. When Whistles moved here, I told him he could come down and eat whenever he wanted.
Oh, we might want to reconsider that with him at least. But I mean, I don't blame you. It's at least it's not the bishop situation again. So could be worse.
It could always be worse.
And she'll start walking out to check on the pantry and see what sort of things kind of prep. And then as she gets to the door, she'll turn around and she'll go. You know, fighting in the ring was a lot of fun. I'm glad that we did something like that. But do you think we could?
Really?
I mean, it was a nice evening. It was fun seeing. I've only known Tenzin to be subdued man. I didn't think he had that much fight in him, to be honest. Um,
uh, well, I guess you don't know him like I know him.
True.
Uh, he's got a lot of the baggage that he carries,
Well,
and it comes out when he fights.
yeah.
But I do think, um, I was worried. I think that maybe fighting would bring up negative things that you'd rather not remember. So I'm glad that you liked it.
Yeah, I think it was, it was the game. It wasn't, fighting for our lives. And, after hearing about what happened in the first round, I really trusted them to run a tight operation. So I guess, I trusted the people and I trusted my friends around me.
Good, good.
Um,
Though I guess you didn't really trust me.
well, hard to trust the T-Rex. I could trust them as far as I could throw them, which ain't that far.
No, though you are a little tougher than me, I suppose.
That's why you had to put me in a bubble the whole time.
Well, it was smart.
It was. Alright. I'm gonna check on the pantry and see whether... And then she'll pause as, one of the kids, definitely just goes rushing down the hallway, probably to use the bathroom because, it's not, late, but it's late for the kids, and you just see, one of, the 5-year-olds go rushing down, and she'll... I'll go handle that. And she'll kind of hurry off after them. Does Ash do anything that evening?
Yeah, okay. Man, how do I... So when Ash gets upset, his mind just goes into work mode to avoid having to deal with feelings, and particularly now that Tomas is not here because he is following his brother for a little while. That means Ash is left mostly to his own devices, which does mean that one of the first things he is going to do is go home and make a poster that just says frat under new management, expect new rules, which he will then post on the frat door. Because he doesn't entirely know what those new rules are going to be, but god damn it, these chitlins need to be brought under control. Because without Franz as their big personality, that's just going to fall apart into chaos. So, making sure those kids of drugs and partying get, something. Some news. Other than that, however, he's kind of avoiding Paul because he doesn't know what to tell him. So he's just kind of Paul
Here's
walks
the
into a room
unfortunate
and...
thing. Paul is looking to get tucked to sleep that night, and he will be shadowing Ash. So tell me the different ways that Ash avoids Paul, as Paul is just but wait, Tomas isn't here to tuck me in.
After a while he would tuck him in, but that's definitely like disappearing into a secret wall, seeing Paul and very ungraciously just turning around and acting as if he is going to look for something else. But will tuck him in after he realizes that is what Paul will need, and also stealing himself to just lie to this child, or to actively not tell him things, because he will leave that to Tomas.
Okay.
Mostly because he doesn't have all the deets, and Tomas does. And so he doesn't want to be like, your brother is gone forever! He doesn't
Yup. Hold on, give me 1 second. I really have to get the dog reeled in.
Yeah, sure.
Oh, he's gotta stop it. Come here. Come here.
Bowie. Being Bowie.
Cute little pups, that's for sure.
There we go.
I mean, they are cute pups.
Yeah. So, alright.
Stream can't see them, but they are cute.
Oh, no, they
pups.
can. They
Cute
just,
pups.
Yeah. I'm just holding on. Okay. I was just trying to hold on to the bone. Oh. I was just trying to hold on to the bone until she lost interest, and then now she's mad that I'm not giving her the bone. But yeah, so, do you read Paul a bedtime story when you tuck him
Yeah,
in?
of course.
Okay. So then he won't remind you. So once he's tucked in, you no longer have to avoid him, and then, anything else, or morning time?
No, I mean, I think just, probably lots of pacing.
Yup. A couple of times, you find, like, a nice, mug of coffee waiting for you on, like, a table that you pass by, and, Gregory's doing the Gregory thing where he'll leave you what you need, little sandwich
Yeah.
towards the middle of the night.
Yeah, probably around 2 a.m. Let's see. Is he still gonna be awake? Let's roll some percentile die. Yes, yes, he is. Okay. He will just get up and put on his most Barty costume and um do some disguise, which I can roll for if you'd like. And then he
Yes.
is just gonna go down to the Thieves Guild and pull. I cannot remember her name, and I feel really bad.
Arya?
Yeah, he will pull Arya out of bed and just start doing her makeup as she is doing whatever needs to be
She
whatever she
was
needs to say.
sleeping.
Yep, he knows.
She'll,
Pull her out of bed, start doing her makeup, throw some clothes at her, and drag her down to some club that he will just take over the stage for.
Oh my god.
that is that is what he's going to do.
Okay, roll me a persuasion check with advantage because she is, she was told to, keep a low profile. She was told not to go out on her own. So, like, what do you do to try and get her to agree to this?
Yeah, sure. So that is going to be a 16.
Okay.
Um, and he is just gonna say, "You need a night out on the town. I need a night out on the town. I will protect you. Your family will be safe. You need the practice."
Okay. Yeah. And sorry, you take over the stage with her as well.
Yeah, for sure.
All
Yep,
right.
that is.
Let's
We're
get
gonna
a
go perform
performance
together.
check.
Okay, so for Ash, that's gonna be a 31.
She rolled a nat one.
He will help her. I
Yeah.
feel like the help action
Uh-huh.
is acceptable here.
I would say so. That became a 3. On the dice. I mean, she has good performance, so even with her modifiers, like, it's still an average performance. It's definitely below average from her. But this is something that Ash would learn now. Something that, like, I didn't feel come up in context yet. She is not good with improvising. She is very good at
Okay.
things she's practiced. She's very good at things that she's planned for. But when she's thrown into a situation to
Sure.
sing, she gets very nervous, so that kind of affects her performance and her ability. She doesn't do a bad job, but it's bad for her.
Okay. Well, he will do his best to not. I feel like with a 31,
Oh
that
yeah.
he could do his best to not outshine her.
Mm-hmm.
Does that make sense? Like, even though it's a very good performance, in that, his ability can match her, so if she's off beat, he can meet her at that beat, as opposed to,
It's a
like,
remix.
right, yeah, exactly. Because he also doesn't want her to feel
Like,
shitty about her performance.
yeah.
So, gotta encourage her one
Mm-hmm.
way or another. Um, but yeah, that's,
Yeah.
yep.
Yep. Sounds good. So yeah, you perform for about until I don't know, like it closes a little bit before sunrise because they need to do the sort of changeover for,
For sure.
shuffle the drunkards up into their rooms and get ready for like the really early to rise workers, and have a different environment. So tired, she'll make her way back with you to the Thieves Guild, and then fall asleep. And right before you leave, she'll go, um, is Is this secret from Joe? Am I not supposed to talk about this?
I'll leave that up to you. I don't care if you tell Joe. I think Joe trusts me enough to take you out without incurring any penalties to the guild. But if you don't feel like it's something you want to tell her, you don't have to.
It's not something I'm going to volunteer, but not something I'm going to lie about.
That's a good way to think about it.
And she'll curl up into bed and pull the blankets up. And
He'll make sure she gets the makeup off, because this is the Middle Ages, and that makeup
That's
is
true.
like probably acidic. So
Yeah, that's true. She's like nodding off, like she's like wiping some off, and like she misses a huge splotch, and then Ash just like waxes off.
Yeah.
And she'll go, "Thank you. It was a lot of fun."
It was.
All right. So you go back and I guess pretend breakfast that you're waking up so that like Paul doesn't question anything. Gregory
Paul
knows.
knows that Ash stays out all night sometimes. He would not.
True. Okay.
He would not. He would probably still be in like half makeup, bard clothes on, like over toast and coffee. Like
Okay. We
took
don't
a
have
cat
to.
nap. Gregory's gonna be pissed because there's makeup on the pillow.
Definitely. We don't have to play it out, but Paul is just like a curious motherfucker. So like, where'd you go? What did you do? Who'd you go with? What song did you sing? Like just constant, questions. But that's the sort of thing that Ash gets that morning.
That's cool. He's gonna ask like a series of questions all in a row without letting Ash speak, and Ash is just gonna give him a hug.
I love it. Yeah. What time does everyone go down to the Five Fingers?
I would meet up with Ash probably, or wait for Ash to come get me or something. I wouldn't go alone. I would head down with Ash.
I would say you'd come here because I think Ash's place is closer to the guild than your place is. Like I feel like we'd be doubling back to do that. Am I wrong? I don't really
I
I would
know
imagine
on the
it a
map.
little bit closer. Yeah.
It depends on the session. Some sessions you're closer, some sessions I'm closer. You know.
I don't know. They're fairly
'cause
equidistant.
does our tunnel system go all the way from Ash's house to the guild, also to the orphanage?
There's not a direct. So, I would say right now there's not a direct path. There's a mostly their path. So there's like places you can meet up in between. But I would
Got
say
you.
it's like a Y. Like you, the orphanage, the thieves guild.
Cool. I would imagine that Nor and Ash have like a spot they meet when they're gonna go to the guild together for a meeting or something.
Yeah.
Then
Sounds good.
okay, cool. Yeah, so we'll meet up at the meeting spot.
Cool.
I feel like Ash and Nor are both kind of early risers, so
I think now it definitely Nora's an early riser with all the stuff she's kind of doing every day.
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What was I gonna say? Could one of you have Twitch chat up just in case? Because I don't have
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
have actual
sure thing.
monitors, but
I'll pull it up, but you can pull it up too.
Yeah, might as well just have both of us there. I mean, it adds to viewers anyhow, so.
So
Blah 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 blah.
Faye would have made banana muffins for Joe and the Thieves Guild that she made early that morning, and she had some extra that she baked into some bread, some banana bread for you and Ash in the morning.
Oh yes, fresh banana bread.
So good.
Oh my god.
And she would have taken care of, making sure that, like, because I imagine that the two of you switch off, like, certain duties every now and again. So she would have taken care of, like, the administrative stuff today, coordinating for the day, because she knew that you had to go out to the Thieves Guild and probably were a little preoccupied. So most of the stuff that is, like, the general day overview is done already, but Nora would have a couple of things to attend to, maybe a kid or two that just needed some checking in on. But yeah, how do you meet up, and around what time do you end up at the Thieves Guild?
Probably like early morning, like 9 in the morning. Does that sound?
Do you talk about anything on your way there, or?
I'm sure we talk about some things.
I just wasn't sure if you had anything that you wanted to hash out before going to Joe. Oh, and does Ash bring Baby Joe?
Yes, Ash will bring Baby Joe.
Okay.
For sure. I mean, cause Lady Joe asked, so we gotta bring Baby Joe. This is gonna be a weird conversation with Lady Joe and Baby Joe all in the same room. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah. I don't know. Is Baby Joe happy?
I mean, so Baby Joe has a little bracelet that they wear whenever they go out to suppress the wild magic. So whenever that they're out and they're getting fussy, like they actually get confused because like they expect, shit to happen, like little things to pop up. So like they'll like purposely like get themselves upset just to like see if it works still, like they just don't understand the sort of magic inhibitor. And Tomas, like, he never has it on when they're at home because he doesn't like inhibiting the magic, but he also knows that they're at risk if there's any magic when they're out, even if they're
I
in the
mean,
systems.
okay,
So,
cool, yeah.
um, so I mean, Ash could do what he wants behind Tomas's back if he thinks any differently.
I mean, Ash probably in moments that he thinks it is safe, and Joe gets upset and is obviously getting upset purposely to make things happen. He might occasionally use prestidigitation to make something happen just to confuse Joe more.
I love it.
But just because I feel like that's something Ash would do.
Yeah, I think that's what happens. Like, because they start off fussing, because they're expecting things to happen, and then once Ash does the thing, Leia, I lost your camera. But
Yeah, I know.
okay,
I'm putting
totally
my hair
fine.
up, and it feels weird to do it on Twitch
Yep,
with my camera on.
sounds good. So yeah, once Ash distracts Baby Joe enough, they end up just being relaxed. They're happy. They enjoy being with you. If it's like you or Tomas, it's just it's very rare that they're actually upset. Um, and they'll babble a little bit at Nor, like trying to have a conversation as best as a baby can. But it's still baby nonsense.
Okay, so I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Would the spell like speak languages or whatever
Comprehend
allow you to,
languages.
yeah, comprehend languages work with baby talk?
I don't know. I'm gonna Google that right now.
Because
Does
they are
comprehend
saying something and
languages
they do
work for
mean something most of the
babies?
time. I I don't know.
So it
Uh,
says you understand the literal meaning. So it could just be like, I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry. That's interesting. That's interesting. That's interesting. Like because it's
uh,
only the extent of the literal thoughts that they're
got it.
having. So I would imagine that's my initial reaction to how that might work.
So I would say then yes, it would.
That would be like, so Ash has definitely done that if Joe
Oh
is
yeah.
like screaming and he can't figure out what Joe wants.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
And then it's just teeth, teeth,
Yeah.
teeth, teeth.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So are you doing
Okay.
that now, or are you?
No,
Okay.
no, he's not. I just had it. It was a thought that I had in the moment that I wondered about. Um, I don't know. Discussing day-to-day things is interesting to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. So you make your way to the Thieves Guild, and you know that you were told, just go up to the office. She'll be expecting you. Not every time you're allowed to go straight to Joe's office, but today you are. It's bustling with activity. You've noticed that there's a couple new members here and there, but I mean, it's not like it's growing exponentially. There's a lot of stuff on the floor just getting sorted. And when I say on the floor, not literally on the floor, but they're, kind of sorting through boxes, taking inventory, making sure that everything is accounted for, as if they're not necessarily prepping for something, but just trying to see what they're capable of doing in the projected month, 3 months, 6 months, just kind of things of that
Mhm.
nature. And when you get to Joe's office, she has the safe on the table. And she has, I think you gave her so it's the safe is unlocked, so you could just open it up if you wanted. It's slightly ajar, so that's how you know that. And she's scribbling some notes in a notebook. She looks like I don't know. She's not like worried looking. She's not like sad looking, but she doesn't have that sort of rigidness that you're used to seeing her with. And she'll give you a small nod to acknowledge that you are there. And then she'll come out from behind the desk and kind of hold her arms out a little bit to take Joe.
So,
Ooh, you're
how,
muted.
how,
He will
me?
hand no me.
Oh,
He will hand Joe to Joe.
Yep. And I'm just gonna say, yeah. She rolled a nat 20 on her baby handling check.
Baby handling check.
And baby Joe like kind of fusses for a moment just because they're getting taken from Ash. But adult Joe, I realize I hate this now. Adult Joe just starts, bouncing them in her arms and wiggling her fingers like on the back of their hand so that they kind of get distracted and grab on, and it's the whole like baby hand on the one finger. And once she's got baby Joe kind of settled down, she'll look over to Nor.
I guess I'm still curious about what's in that box, the safe we got.
Yeah. And she'll look at it and go, I was hoping you would say that, because it's admittedly a bit of a mystery to me.
And yet, you tried so hard to get it. I'm not good at this, but I'm gonna cast detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
It'll take 10 minutes to just. I want to like look at the safe and check for any like trickery. I guess. Well, we got it from people we trust, kind of.
Yeah,
I'm still gonna.
Ash is just gonna open it up while you're detecting magic.
Okay, fine.
Because also, I also think it would be good because there might be some magic shielding or something on it to have you doing detect magic while he opens it, so that we have kind of like multiple.
Well, I'm just gonna blow the spell. Oh wait, I didn't. You have to prepare it. Otherwise you have to cast it as a ritual. Yeah. So, never mind. Yeah, I will start casting detect magic.
Okay. Alright, so while Nor starts opening her wizard book and kind of getting ready to cast this spell, that'll take 10 minutes.
And 6 seconds.
Yep, Ash just does the non-magic thing of and pulls it out.
He's not gonna touch the thing inside until he sees the thing inside.
That's fine.
He is not stupid enough to just be like, oh, is that a cursed ring? I'm just gonna put it on my finger. Guess right now? That's great.
Is that a call-out post?
Yes.
So what's in the safe?
Yeah, so Ash opens the safe and has a peek inside, and you see a for lack of a better words, it looks like a D10. It's kind of like a this shape, but it's about the size. It's about this big, about like a foot on from point to point.
Okay.
And it is covered with runes. It is a metallic slate gray made from iron. And the runes on it looks vaguely familiar, but you can't like pin down what they say or what they mean, but you know that you've encountered something similar to these runes in your past. It has little indents at each of the 10 sides, and each point it's not quite sharp, but it's like made with purpose, for lack of a better word. Like, there's a reason why it's this shape, and you don't know why, but it is purposely crafted and that's what you get with what you see without interacting with it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna say it. So, still a mystery. as we kind of gesture towards looking inside the safe.
Yeah, so yeah, now he will wait for your magic ritual, detect magic ritual, because he is, yeah, which he will tell you.
I will stop my detect magic ritual and cast identify instead.
Uh-huh.
But
Ah,
identify does require me to touch the object. You choose one object you must touch throughout the casting of the spell.
Do you
detect
touch
So
magic
it?
first. Detect magic first. Detect magic first.
Nora looks at you and because he sees. I assume that Ash isn't chanting and clapping, but Ash is
No, no,
probably
no, no, no,
giving the look of like, "Are you sure? Like you wanna?"
Yeah.
And Nora will just say, "I know it's magical. I don't see a point in wasting all our time to find that out."
Well, I mean, so D&D mechanics, does it give you like the?
It
Does it
does
give
give
you
you the
anything?
school, but I don't know if knowing the school would help, of the magic in this case. She's just
Well,
gonna.
cursing is a particular school, isn't it?
No, it isn't. I
Curses
think.
are still within a school. Like you could have evocation curses, you could have necromancy curses. So
Okay, cool,
register.
cool, cool. Yeah, so they're just whatever school. It just depends on what kind of spell you're working with. Okay,
All right.
cool.
Okay. So all right. We'll do a little thing.
It's fine.
I knew that this was gonna happen, so I did prepare. I'm just gonna prepare a third level spell slot. Quick, 1 sec. Uh, um, tiny. I just want a tiny servant.
I was
Gotta
like
get my
tiny
tiny
hut.
servant.
What's the tiny hut gonna do right
All right,
now?
bye bye. No flying today. We're tiny servanting instead. All right, so actually, I want fly just in case. No, okay, whatever. It doesn't matter right now. I'm gonna cast tiny servant. It takes 1 minute, and so I take 1 minute and I touch a pen on Joe's desk, and it sprouts arms and legs, and I say,
Baby Joe immediately giggles
and I'm gonna say,
and wants it.
little thing, go pick that up. See what happens.
All right. So two things happen. The little thing goes to pick it up, but it is too heavy.
But it does touch it.
Yes, it does touch it. Baby Joe starts fussing because they want the walking pen.
Okay, go entertain the. I say go entertain the baby, and I'm gonna reach in and I'll pick it up and pull it out.
All right. The object.
Yeah.
Okay. So the pen just starts dancing around on the table to entertain the baby. And yeah, you pull it out. It's about like 12 pounds ish. This thing.
Okay.
It's hollow on the inside. You don't yeah, I was just say like you give it a little shake, but not like so much. Like just to kind of feel whether or not there's something rattling inside. And it's weird. There's nothing inside that rattles, but you can feel a sort of weight inside. So it's almost like a suspended thing inside of it. That's kind of you could feel the gravity of it as it kind of shifts on the interior. So this thing is hollow.
So I'm going to go ahead and sit down cross-legged with it in my legs, and I'm going to pull out a pearl and kind of rub it in one hand, and then pull out an owl feather in the other. And I'm just gonna lightly kind of sit with it kind of on the thing, and then suddenly there's just this Morse code tapping as I start downloading information about this object. Because identify requires an owl feather and a pearl. So
Yeah.
I'm imagining that you just tap it on there and it's Morse code communicating with you what it is.
Nice.
What is the and so that takes 11 minutes.
Yep, just 11 minutes of tapping. And you do that. And here's something interesting. You definitely get magical information out of it, but the thing is it's like negative magic. It is currently inert. It is not magical in its current state. It's like the magic that used to exist in it was siphoned from it and kind of left in a sort of black hole. Does that make sense?
No.
Okay, let me try to explain it again. So there are 10 colors that you can see, but they're all black with a slight itty bitty shade of like a school of magic that used to exist in each side. So like,
Do they have writings on the sides?
there are the runes, but you did not cast
Oh,
comprehend languages on it yet, so you could try that next.
I don't know that spell.
Okay. Um, but
Um, I do. Could I make an Arcana check to perhaps understand the runes?
um, yes, but let's try and settle to make sure that I describe it this kind of
Okay.
absence of magic. So let's pretend, and it's hard. It's very hard to tell, but you can see that on each side used to exist some school of magic. Um, and like let's pretend abjuration is blue. On the 10 side of the die, you would have a very very black with the slightest like kind of one like at 5% opacity a shade of blue. Then like over
Okay.
here you have illusion where it's black and then like 5% shade opacity is like purple. So that's what you see with that. Um, but the thing is, that there's only 8 schools of magic that you are aware of so far, and yet you see 2 colors that you haven't seen before in that.
Hmm.
So that, and it's also absent from it. Um,
I'm going to hold the side that seems to denote illusion, the one
mm-hmm,
that was like blackish.
mm-hmm,
I'm going to be holding it, and I'm going to, while holding it, I'm going to cast Silent Image, and
mm-hmm,
I'm going to make a little theater like very tiny theater
mm-hmm.
with like a with like curtains, and for the tiny servant to continue dancing and like
Nice.
on the desk in front of Joe. And I'm gonna see, does the stone react at all as I
It
cast this spell?
does. You take it from say 5% opacity. What level spell is it?
That was a first level spell.
Yeah. You take it from 5 to 15% opacity. Like you can see that it's kind of absorbing that magic and soaking it in. I have to look up my own
I'm
notes for something, but go ahead.
I'm going to cast, just gonna cast all my spells right here in this. I'm gonna cast Major Image, making the entire room for 10 minutes look like a jungle. The Silent Image dissipates, and then suddenly poof, 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 there's like, it's like lush greenery, like fills the room that we're in.
Mm-hmm.
Does it continue charging?
And like you're casting it. Sorry, you're casting it into the thing. So like when you cast it in, the spell effect doesn't take like effect around you. So like it's almost
Oh,
like going inside of it.
so it's
Um,
so well, we will say that like it's stealing the spell as I try to cast it. So
exactly.
the effects are not happening. Okay.
Yeah. So like
And
it'll
now
start to happen, but then it gets absorbed in.
what
Um,
happens here at now that I've done
what level spell is
that?
it?
That was a third.
It's about 50% opacity.
I'll send a fourth level yeah, fourth level major image into it.
And now
I
that
mean, Ash can also help with this if you don't want to.
But I'm just doing illusion spells. Do you know illusion spells?
Oh,
And
not
also,
higher
I
level
think
ones.
Nora doesn't know anything about this. I think Nora might be worried that you have to spend it all now. Like if I hand it to you, it might go back down to 0 or something, right?
Gotcha.
So she's
Yeah.
just doing this. So yeah, I cast major image at fourth level into it.
yeah,
Now what's it at?
and you do that, and now you could see that it's kind of like at its fullest. You feel like you've charged that battery, and now it is
Okay.
radiating illusion magic, and it is holding it, and that part is charged.
So like after doing all this, you guys are just sitting there watching for like 15 minutes as she's just toying with this.
Mm-hmm.
And Joe will
I have no
go.
idea
So,
what this does.
um,
It just takes your magic as you try to use it. And then it seems like some kind of battery. Because we know what batteries are.
uh, well, I mean, you
What would be
have
an analogous? It's eating. It's eating. That's what she'd say. It seems to be eating magic that is cast near it.
Interesting.
hmm,
Hmm.
It would appear that each of the sides of this uh, decahedron uh, correspond to different schools of magic, but there are two schools that I'm unfamiliar with. Now, of course, magic has only existed for 3 years. To think we've discovered all the kinds would be quite foolish. But I've charged
Well,
it with my school of magic.
uh, well, do you know? Are you sure it's supposed to be charged? Like, what is? Do you have any idea what it does once all of it is charged? Do you think it's a weapon? Does it open? Does it? Do you know what it does once you have it charged?
No, not at all. Hopefully, it does not explode.
Yes. Well, to give a little bit more information about this, the reason why this is such a high ticket item, why it was so sought after, um, it is quite ancient from what we understand of it. And I'm inclined to believe that this once held great power before whatever histories we recorded. I feel like once this is no longer inert, this can help us turn the tides of the war, whatever this can do or whatever this holds. I want to use it so that we can get rid of the Inquisition and their hold of this city. Nor I will pay you a great price to figure out this mess, whatever this thing is. You're welcome to take it home, but I understand that you may be wary of the power it may hold with where you are. You know, just kind of saying, if you're not comfortable having it, at a place where a bunch of children are at, you're not forced to take this home.
I'm comfortable with that, but hopefully I understand it well enough for it to be used for such a purpose, but there is also a chance that this is the kind of thing that shouldn't be used.
Well, she'll think for a little bit, and at this point, while she's caught in thought, you watch Baby Joe just kind of like put their hand just underneath like one of the because she wears several layers underneath one of the layers of her clothes, just kind of like messing around, and like they pull out a dagger that like she kind of forgot was there, and she kind of casually pulls it out of the baby's hand, and just as Joe's
I was like,
about to
I
cry,
thought Baby Joe was
Sorry.
pulling out a dagger from
no,
their
no.
pulls a
Oh,
dagger.
no.
Like Baby Joe's just got a dagger.
No, sorry. Baby
Baby
Joe just
dagger.
like
That's
found.
where that went.
Yeah.
What's that like Rolling Stone song? Janie's got a gun, you know.
Yeah. No, sorry. Baby Joe found something they shouldn't have, and so before they get upset, Joe gives Baby Joe the tiny servant to play with, and you watch the tiny servant go from dancing to just like, no, please don't. As it it kind of is, held in the hand by this baby. And she'll go, well, I'm willing to have a discussion with you and about this property. I know very little about it. I'm not making any promises that I will or won't use it. But we have to know what it is at the very least. We need to know what it does and what its next step is once we know what it does.
I don't think that it does what you think it does.
What do you think? I think it does.
It's every weapon I've ever come across has always been rather simple in design. If it's meant to destroy, little gets in between its user's aim and purpose and its results.
I don't believe that this is a weapon, but you should know yourself that just because something is not a weapon does not mean that it's an effective tool of making change.
Sure. But yes, I will. I have an idea. I'll start working on it.
Thank you. Ash, I do have a small task for you, of course. Anything that you help Nora out with this, I imagine that you will have to use some of your resources to assist her. I mean, she's the brains of the operation, but, well, you're the bag of money. And she will.
Wow.
Yep. I mean, she's just being very honest and blunt about it. She doesn't think that like she doesn't see you as the problem solver in terms of like what the item does, but she does see
Mm,
you as being able to like pay people to get information and kind of like foot any bills for any magical expenses. So that's kind of what she sees you as in this, but she could be wrong about it. But that's
mm.
how she sees your initial purpose.
Okay.
And she will go. There's the matter of Arya. She is doing fine here. She's not causing any waves. I'm not looking to kick her out. But I also know that she does not belong here. She is doing her part. She is doing inventory. She does literally anything I ask her as best as she can. But she's not a thief. She's not someone who is looking to do the dirty part of a revolution, even if her heart is in making change. So if you see any place, anywhere that is safe for her, that we can place her, that is more appropriate than the Five Fingers, let me know. I also imagine that you probably have some plans of your own.
Um.
And then just above table, she's just pretty much saying like, Arya's welcome to stay for as long as she wants to stay, but she knows that like she does not like it's not her goal to be in the Five Fingers. It's not her goal to kind of grow in the ranks here, and that's kind of what the Five Fingers is. Like this is your family. These are the people that you will, fight and die for, and Arya's not a fighter. She will protect, but she won't fight. And that's what
Mm.
Joe is saying. And
Nor
it's
will
not
look over. Oh, go ahead.
um and it's not that you get the sense that Joe hasn't asked Arya to fight. She just did a sort of read on her and kind of knows what she's about. She
Mm.
believes that there's a part for her in the revolution, but the Five Fingers is not it.
Nor will look at Ash and say, "Could always use another teacher."
Yeah. She is only 17?
16.
16? Um.
Could always use another student. I was thinking music teacher because she's good at music. I knew she was young. I thought she might be like 20 though. So I might have mistaken.
um.
Oh.
I'm listening.
Mm-hmm.
We may be able to find a spot for her somewhere. Um. Nor I believe she could have some magical abilities as a bard. Um.
I
I'm
like
giving her
you.
lessons now. Um.
And I could help with that too. Anai is also a bard.
She has been convinced that she cannot go back to her family without putting them in great danger. Um, but I think there would be a way to get her back there, which I think is what she will want ultimately. Um, in fact, I think their entire family might be good for the resistance with the right handling. Um,
Would you like to take point on that case?
of course, happy to do it.
All right.
If she is taking up too much space here, nor I think that she would make a great student. Um,
I don't think that she's taking up too much space. I just don't think that this is an environment for her. I hear her cry when she thinks she's alone. I don't think that this is a good place.
I'll take her off your hands.
Or a good fit, rather. Oh, well, thank you. She's not a burden by any means, and she's welcome to do work here whenever she wants. But I think she needs a family environment more so than a thief family environment.
School may be better for her, and if ultimately she is not happy there before we can get her back to her family, giving a little bit more vetting to it, some more conversations with Tomas, she might also be welcome in my home.
And so be it. I would suggest talking to her about it, making sure she's okay with it. I can have that conversation with her if either of you are not comfortable. But,
Happy to.
well, thank you. And I guess that's all I needed to talk through today. Ash, if you could send Tomas here so that we can debrief whenever he does come back home.
When he comes back.
Yes. And she'll give Baby Joe a kiss on the top of their head and then pass him back over to you.
Ash will say, anytime you want to babysit,
Oh, no.
You're as much a part of this family as you are a part of your thieves.
And she'll be quiet for a little bit. With your, let me just see, what's your passive insight? I know it's ridiculous, but
25?
yeah. I mean, she is still ridiculously hard to read. But
Right.
you can tell that she's thinking about it. Whatever it is, you don't know what what sort of emotion she's having that's causing her to hesitate or anything like that. Her face is just, with your passive, it's just it's hard to read. But she will eventually go, well, I guess can't let this one grow up just down the road, bear my name, and never interact and spend time with them.
Mm-hmm. Very true.
And there's a pause, and she'll go, you have to distract Paul while I'm there.
Of course. He is easily distractible.
And she'll give a little wave to dismiss you all, and kind of wish you luck in these endeavors and thank you for your assistance. Kind of very regimented, not fuck off now. It's not warm, but it's just kind of all right, back to business, scram, in a very Joe-like way.
All right. So I have some experiments I'd like to run when I get back to the house.
Okay.
I got my new puzzle, I guess, to solve. So first things first, when I get back, is it still charged to 100%?
Yes.
Okay.
And just let me know, because it is important. How are you doing this? What room? Is there anyone with you?
At first, no one with me. I'm shutting in for the afternoon. I get home, I eat lunch, and I say that I've got a new project and I need to be left alone for a little while. And I go into maybe how Xavier has his Cerberus room or whatever. Yeah. I just imagine there's the basement or there's some off limits part.
You turned it into the wizard tower, but a basement.
Yeah, just some room. It's not super awesome wizard tower, but it's just room where no one's allowed in that room, and maybe even it's actually hidden, it's illusory. I've used a permanent illusion to make it so you actually have to you don't the kids don't even know this room exists. You have to I imagine it's a little Hogsworthy in the sense because there's so many illusions and abjuration magic flying around that it's she just heads over to some place that only the faculty kind of know about, and she's gonna work on it. So, so the first thing I'm gonna do is I am going to cast. I'm going to cast telekinesis, which is a transmutation spell, 5th level, and I'll cast that into it.
1 second. I just need to see. Sorry, Okay, so when you cast telekinesis into the thing, give me a Constitution saving throw.
18.
1 second. You feel yourself take, God, what is that number divided by 2? 23 force damage.
Is that halved or is that just...
That is the half number.
Alright, hold on. Alright, there we go.
And
23.
Not only did that sort of reject it, you know you casted it in the right spot. Because you I would say that Nora noted down which side was which.
Yep, I'm making notes the whole time in my spell book. You know.
Not only did you kind of get rejected for doing that, but the illusion magic is now at 0 again.
Okay.
I love this puzzle so much.
Let's try something else. I'm gonna cast Wall of Force at 5th level into it.
What kind of spell is that?
That's evocation.
Okay, and you cast it in the evocation spot?
Yep.
Okay, it takes it. It is...
What?
So pretty much, what I wanted
Fuck,
is like...
that's the only evocation spell I know. Okay, it's okay. Just tell me how far it charges up.
Yeah, so pretty much, just so you know, you need to have like 8 levels worth of charges in it. So like you would need to do like a level 3 evocation to get it up. I'm gonna say with you kind of...
All right, well, it's time for...
A fireball?
All right. No, I don't know fireball. You know that.
I know.
Okay. I will cast... This is a tricky one, but I'm gonna cast Lehman's Tiny Hut into it, which is an evocation spell. Okay. But I'm gonna cast it as a ritual. So I want to see what happens if I cast a ritual spell into this thing.
You notice that it takes it, just as if it was cast regularly.
So now I have 100% on the...
Evocation, isn't that conjuration?
No, I'm looking at Lehman's Tiny Hut, 3rd level evocation.
That's so weird.
I think it's because evocation doesn't just mean like explosion, right?
I always thought it was like, explodey stuff. But yes, it is now sufficiently charged.
Hold on. I'm just School of Evocation D&D 5e. Magic that creates powerful elements, rolling thunder, some evokers find employment. I don't know. It says evocation. So, all right. Now that I've got it charged up, I'm going to not go for the highest level thing. I am going to cast Shield into the Abjuration spot.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. 23.
Okay, you take half damage. 1 second. 21 points of force damage, and it is now all of it is inert again.
All right. So this time I'm going to cast Major Image twice as illusion spell.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's always an illusion spell into it. So like I get the illusion up to the highest, and then I'm gonna cast using my first level spell slot. I'm gonna cast Silent Image, which is another illusion spell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna see what happens.
Into the illusion again?
I don't know if I'm casting. I'm not casting it into it. I want to try to activate it. So I'm not gonna cast it. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like. Oh wait. So I've got the illusion power charged up to the top. I'm gonna try to like speak the name of the rune or something, like try to like activate it. Maybe I'll just start by maybe casting identify on it while it's fully charged and see if anything happens there.
So pretty much you get the like as you're casting identify, you seem to notice that like it only, and while you're casting things in and around it, it only seems to take what you intend to put in, like things that you are casting into it. It takes, if you cast other spells around it, even while holding it, if you're not actively trying to cast it into the thing, the spell goes off but does not go into the thing. So it is fully charged and you cast identify on it, and it does not take the identify. You can see that the illusion is fully charged, and it's just sitting there. It's like waiting to kind of merge with other things. Like it's sitting there. It's not. It doesn't seem to be something that is going to like. You can't just like. It's not like a spell storing item. In a way that you can pull it out and use it. It's meant to sort of be used in a way other than recasting that spell. You haven't done an Arcana check on it yet.
Well, I mean, I've been investigating this whole time. I assume that you'll ask me for an Arcana check.
So
I asked if I could try to use it, speak some words, to like have it activate now that it's charged. Yep. So is seeking to do that an Arcana check?
I'm gonna give you an not quite, but give me an Arcana check to try and understand this sort of play that you're doing.
21.
Okay. You remember in some of the books that you've read of like other like kind of theory, or like there's not much lore on wizardry, but in some of the things that you've encountered in some of the old tomes that you've acquired, you know that there's like kind of opposing schools of magic, like not so much like they're yin and yang, but like there's a give and take in the weave. Like some of them magnify with one another. There's a sort of flow. So you imagine that there is some sort of order to this, and when you do it in the incorrect order, it gets rejected and reset.
What would I imagine the order might be?
I would say you don't know that. I don't think that you would have encountered that. It is the issue. And here's the thing, because it doesn't seem like, one second, I need to look at the ones that you cast in. I'm going to give you that it doesn't seem that it matters what the starting point is. It's almost like you have to draw like a star between this. Like if you were to lay this out flat, like it would be some sort of star, because each point has to connect to another one. So it doesn't matter where you start, but once you start casting into it, you have to go in the order of these schools of magic. You can also, while you're looking at the runes, one second, okay. While you're looking at the runes, you can tell that you have encountered these runes from the very, very old tomes that you got in the underground city. So it's the same ones as that.
Great. I'll go grab those books and do some research into those runes and what did they say. And if I can see any reference to the other runes, the ones that are the schools that I'm unfamiliar with.
Yeah. Give me an intelligence check just to see how long this takes.
20.
Okay. So I'm going to read it out loud, the runes, because it's like, that was a high check, but it still takes you like almost until night to translate the runes on it, because it's not only is it mixed in with just sort of the arcane runes that kind of symbolize the different schools of magic, but this sort of riddle is weaved into it, and it's like reading a 3D text as opposed to something flat on the page, so it's super difficult. But the riddle is, when arcane lore doth rise again, the schools...
Whoa, too fast. Yeah. I'm trying to write this all down.
Okay. When
Can you
arcane,
post it in
that's
chat,
what I was
Kelly?
going to do.
Okay,
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 But I'm gonna read it and then I'll repost it. When
okay.
cool.
arcane lore doth rise again, the schools will rise from 8 to 10. In perfect order, let knowledge spread, but cast them wrong and you'll be dead.
Well, that's just false. You cast it in the wrong order and you're just fine, as I've proven. Um, okay. Great. You didn't tell me what order, dude. Not you. So it's not really a riddle. It's just,
What?
not trying to be mean, but right, a
No,
riddle
no,
would be
I know.
solvable. This isn't like this
Sorry,
is
it
just like
wasn't. It
it's
was
the primer.
instructions.
It's the
Yeah.
thesis statement.
Yep.
Okay, okay, okay. All right. So a
But here's
couple
the thing.
mysteries.
Yeah. So yes, a couple mysteries. So you can still like right now the ones that you were looking at are they're essentially like sort of spells, not spell scrolls, but like, kind of scrolls that describe the or an encyclopedia of spells. So you were kind of, it's not telling you about like the history of spells or kind of theory, magic theory. It's more listing what spells exist and what they do. And from that you were able to like match symbols to one another to translate the thing. So there's a couple of like hints as the DM were just kind of things that Nor would know in case Eric didn't, approach these yet, though there's definitely other solutions to this. One is you can try and find, you already know where the city is. You could try and go back and find texts that seem to be more about magic theory than a list of spells. You know that you know where the other two are, and it seems because they actually that with that riddle, you would know that those two, um, the thing does not would not know what their sort of opposite is. So the other two schools of magic that did not exist beforehand, um, those would not be cast. Does not have to be cast in order. It's only the first 8 that have to be cast in order, and the other two are like because it didn't know, you could just throw those in
Mm.
there. So those are sort of like the anomaly ones. Um, I think that's
So you said it was like a star pattern. So like in my notes, I assume my character is like kind of taken the 8, and
yep.
I know. So here's I oh shoot, I
And yeah,
know that illusion does not go into into uh, transmutation,
yep.
and I know that evocation does not go into. One second, I need to make sure that this is clear. Does not go into uh, abjuration, because those are the two I've tried. And now
Yep.
I've got a fully charged illusion one here. I'm gonna go get my girl.
Uh huh.
Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and what does it? So looking at the way that it's organized, the
Mm-hmm.
8 is there. So is there one that seems to be the one the corollary to illusion?
Give me an Arcana check to try and think about what do you think would be like. What would Nor, based on how she pulls magic, how she feels when casting magic? Maybe you don't know the exact order, but like you don't have to know music theory to do music theory. So if see if she kind of could do like the improv feel. So give me an Arcana check for that one.
Okay, this is for illusion. This is my best one.
Yep,
That's
that's
an
fine.
18.
All right. You know what? I'm going to say take advantage on it instead. I was going to. I was thinking. I was debating between lowering the DC
21.
or okay. So you feel that because illusion is sort of like there's very few illusion spells that hurt, that it's only like the very high level stuff and it's not even like quote unquote real damage. It's all like psychic damage that people internalize. So like the spells itself are not meant to be the point of agony. And abjuration tends to work a similar way. Like, it's meant to protect, it's meant to sort of, corral and defend. So you think that allusion to abjuration might
All right, I go get Faye,
Uh-huh.
and I just say, just in case I might this might hurt me, and I'm gonna cast. But before she can reply, I'm gonna cast shield at 2nd level into it.
It charges.
Then I will cast shield at. I jump. I'm like, yes.
And Faye, what happened?
Then I'm gonna
Is this
cast.
the thing that was in the? Is this what you've been working on all day?
Yes. And like she sees like I'm kind of like bruised from like the force damage, like I'm like kind of like a little crazy.
Do you need
and
me
then
to get Tenzin? You look a little beat up right now.
Nope. And I'm going to cast shield as a 6th level spell
It is
into the
completely
thing.
charged on those
Okay.
2 sides.
Now what comes after abjuration? I'm now starting like trying to rack my mind, and I'll even ask Faye like, what comes after abjuration?
What do you mean?
What works? Illusion goes into abjuration. What does evocation go into? God, it doesn't fucking go into it doesn't go into abjuration, but we already know that now. Fuck. Oh, so much wasted time. Illusion into abjuration. And we know that evocation. Darn it, we don't know anything else because I did evocation into abjuration. And so I sound like a crazy person, like spinning wheels. But anyways, what does abjuration go into?
She's like flabbergasted right now. You're asking a sorcerer who does not study her magic about this. I don't know.
You're all about feel. You're all about feel. What does evocation go into?
I don't know. Necromancy? They both hurt?
Maybe it could be. It's not transmutation. We know that. Oh no, we know it. Wait, we know it doesn't go into abjuration. Sorry. Shit.
Have you eaten? You've been in your room all day.
Hold on. I'm thinking. What would abjuration go to? Can I make an Arcana check to try to solve it?
You can, but it would be a higher DC for this one since it's not based off of illusion.
All right. Well, I'm still gonna try. Natural 20. 29.
Nice.
29.
Oh yeah. Right.
Yeah. Here's the thing. I don't think that there's any I don't think there's any way for Faye or Nor to like have the knowledge, but you're like, fuck it, let's just try transmutation.
Oh wait. Do I have a transmutation? I do have enlarge reduced. So I will cast enlarge reduced at 2nd level.
Into transmutation. So you went illusion to abjuration to transmutation, and it took it.
Yeah. All right. So then I will cast again at a 2nd level spell slot and a 3rd level spell slot. That puts us up at 7.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just casting like the only transmutation. Now let me just check. Well, let me check them out. My ritual spells. Fuck. Do I have a ritual transmutation? No, I do not. Okay. Magic Mouth is illusion. Lehman's Tiny Hut is evocation. So Lehman's Tiny Hut, at least I can use. Well, I telepathic bond. That's divination. Okay, so I can do divination for free. Okay. Now that we're here, we've got and like Faye's just like, what is going on? Wait, no, we're at 7. Fuck. Do you know any transmutation spells?
I don't know. You made her character sheet. I'll find it.
I asked her. I can. Let me just look. Would I be? I'm not worried that if she casts like a 2nd level into it, that it would fuck it up. Because otherwise, I wouldn't have cast get it up to 7.
No, like you just know. What kind of thing are we looking for? Transmutation.
Transmutation. I'm looking on her thing.
That's.
She has fly. 3rd level.
All right.
Bam.
Yeah.
She puts it in. She's like, I said, like, cast fly into this woman.
And she what's the components for fly? 1 second. Let's see,
a
a winged
winged a
feather.
winged feather.
So she'll reach into her pocket where she has her components pouch, and she pulls out a beautiful dove feather. And she casts it into the side of the dice, in the correct side as well. And it is now fully charged. And she goes, "Oh, would you look at that? I solved it."
You
Clearly
did good.
joking.
Now, if we mess up here, it will probably kill me.
We
And
need,
I'm gonna.
and she'll actually just start trying to take it out of your hands. And she goes, "Have some
I'm getting
dinner."
like real Doc Ock now,
Oh, yeah.
or not Doc Ock, Doc Brown from
Yep.
Back to the Future. Like,
She will
it's
carefully.
the schools, Marty. It's the schools.
She'll take it gently out of your hands. I mean, she won't yank it out if you're still holding on to it. She goes,
I'm gonna.
"You need dinner,
She's
and
gonna
you
start
need to see
scribbling
Tenzin."
in the book, and she's gonna try to think of what the analogous one to transmutation would be.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, can I make another Arcana check?
You can try, but like I don't want you to have your hopes up in case it's a high roll, because it is a very hard DC, and I only let that.
I
know.
I know. Oh, I rolled off the table. Natural 19. I'm not kidding.
What's
This is
the
It's a 28. 28.
Coming in clutch.
DC?
28's pretty good.
I know it is super good.
I mean, if the
How
DC
about
is like
this? How about
30, like then
If
I
the
can't
DC
do it. I
the
literally
DC
can't do a
was-
DC 30 inch.
The DC was
But
30.
go ahead. What?
But I will give you what it's not. You're just like, you won't get the
Okay.
answer of what it is, but you can at least eliminate one. So we went to that. You think that it is definitely not divination.
Fuck, that was one of the easier ones that I could fill it up.
Yeah.
I am. This is like the first day for Nora that she's like ever been out of spell slots. Hopefully we don't get in a fight. I have 2 first level spell slots left and only
Amazing.
Shield and Silent Image.
Well, it is
so...
like nighttime now,
Yeah.
so hopefully,
You're gonna pop into
Yeah,
Ash
yeah.
soon. But yeah.
Well, I will take a short rest, and I'm gonna I'm gonna roll some hit dice while I eat. I'm gonna okay. So I'll roll 6 hit die. Wait, I did the thing and it didn't heal me. How does this work? Oh, this
it
just
only tracks hit
I
die.
get it. It only tracks it. So 6. I'll just roll 66. So I heal for 30, and then I also heal for 3 plus 6, or 3 times 6, 18, so 48. So I heal for 48. Which I think will put me back up. Yep. All right. I only have 75. I'm a little wimp. All right. And then I also, because I short rest, I can arcane recovery, and I get back not my level, half my level in spells. So I'll take back a 4th level spell slot and a 2nd level spell slot.
Sounds good.
That right? That's 6. That's the correct number, right?
Yep.
I've never actually used that feature before.
Yep.
Yep, up to a combined level 6. Yeah, a 4 and a 2 works. I want to get a polymorph if I need it. What is polymorph? That's transmutation too, right?
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay, so the question is, after now that I've eaten, I come back to it. I've been just racking my brain the whole time, and I've talked to now Hanai and any of the other magic users. I'm like, transmutation. So like, what would you say is like what come next? Like this is like it's a riddle, guys. Like it goes illusion, then abjuration, then transmutation. What comes after transmutation? It is not divination. Trust me on that.
And Tenzin will he was just trying to do his prayers in the evening when you come.
It's none of your dumb holy magic. Get out of here.
And he'll look up at you and go, "Well, how many schools left are there?"
Oh, good. So there is. All right. So we know it's not divination. It could be. Okay. All right. It could be conjuration. All right, which I can cast as a ritual, but I need material components for. So, and then thinking of conjuration magic, I snap and poof, my raven is on my shoulder. How you doing? I tell them,
Calm.
okay, necromancy, of course. There is enchantment. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's only one month, and then there's evocation. All right, so we only, and then I suddenly I'm like at the dinner table. We only need to solve the next 4 because then the last one will be the only one left.
And Tenzin will go, well, why not just process of elimination?
Because it really hurts when you get it wrong, and that was when there was only one side filled, and now there are 3 sides filled. So I think it's going to do 3 times more damage. By the way, before I cast the next spell, and someone's going to have to be there in case it kills me.
Well, Tenzin will kind of wiggle his fingers to, that's the little lay on hands symbol. He'll go, well, in either case, I can help you. All I'm saying is, why not roll the dice on it? It took you what? And, I'm sure Faye kind of warned the other teachers that you were in a, kind of in a mood right now. Took you what? 10 hours to figure out 4 of them? Why not let it take, I don't know, 2 minutes?
Because the thing is that if I mess up, it's going to reset back to the bottom, and I can't try again till tomorrow.
Oh no. He says as he opens up his book, tomorrow, it's so far away.
And I know that you just want revenge for yesterday or for 2 days ago. You want to see me knock down a peg. I know your game. And let's see.
Shrug.
Do I cast a spell into? How do you do strike through and sticky notes? Is there a control strike through? What is it?
I don't know. I just do bold and unbold. But maybe while you think, we could pop over to Ash and see.
Yeah, let's pop over to Ash.
So you leave the Thieves Guild at around 11 o'clock-ish.
Mm-hmm.
You have the whole day ahead of you. What do you do?
Right. I don't know. What day is it? Have we hit Monday now?
Control T.
Yes, it is Monday at this point because you did the thing on Saturday. Sunday was the day that kind of happened between sessions, and then now it is Monday.
I mean, my guess is he probably has afternoon meetings as Alabaster Crane for various deals and deeds.
Mm-hmm.
So that's probably what he spends his afternoon and evening doing, schmoozing.
Mm-hmm. Are you going out anywhere, or are they all coming to your office?
Either or. I mean, he has people come to the office. He also will go to them.
So Mike,
trying to think about what his current projects are that he would be meeting about.
Yeah. I only ask because there's certain things that I might have you encounter if you're above ground. And I imagine that you're using the sewers to go back and forth between the Thieves Guild and your house. But if you were going out to someone else's place, then I would need a percentile die to see if you encounter something. But if you're not, then you're not going to roll that dice.
Yeah, so he would go from the Thieves Guild back to his place to dress up as Alabaster Crane and kind of put on that mask before he goes to the office. From his house, obviously, to his office, he would just walk there, not using the sewers, because everyone knows where Alabaster Crane lives. So there's no reason.
I imagine that his office is kind of sort of on the property anyway.
No.
Oh, okay.
So he moved the rumpus room and his offices into kind of the more heart of the city.
Okay.
Really wouldn't even care if it was in Red Town.
Yeah.
In fact, he might have purposely placed it at Red Town.
Okay. Roll me a percentile die then.
Cool, yeah. That is a 9.
Yeah, you are unbothered on your trip to the office.
All right.
And so, what sort of projects is Alabaster or Ash working on?
That is the forever question. I mean, mostly he probably has paperwork to do because it's Monday. Um, Checking the mail, kind of getting communique together, doing all that kind of Monday things.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I mean, right now his projects are trying to figure out which of the noble families are either our Inquisition or are working with the Inquisition. That's one of his main ones. Trying to figure out how to get a hold of kind of more sewer systems within his purview to
Mm-hmm.
like make that network more extensive. Um, Doing what he can to pretend as if he is not an ally of the resistance. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if he would go so far as to attempt to be an ally of the Inquisition.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but certainly Alabaster Crane, although not directly friendly with the Inquisition, also would not be seen as an enemy of
Mm-hmm.
the Inquisition, even so far as making it look as if he could be approached.
Okay.
Because he does think that that is like the easiest way to get the nobles to come talk to him about being Inquisition is if they pitch him, right?
Yep.
So yeah, so that's like the main stuff that he's working on. Oh, and the orphanage.
I was about to
That is
say
still on the fucking docket.
there's a couple of
Um,
things that are in the Monday mail. One of which
yes.
is a letter handwritten by the matron of the orphanage, just kind of reminding you that they're there and making sure that you're okay and that the baby is still doing well because they still believe you have a bastard child on the way. That they um,
Which is really entertaining.
so like, and they don't mention it because it's supposed to be kind of very secret on the down low, so you can tell that they're just
Sure.
very diplomatically like reaching out, seeing if there's like any donation that you want to give, but like donation kind of, you could tell like baby and child. um
Right.
so it's
Yeah.
worded like a donation letter, but you know what they're trying to do there.
Mm,
There is also there's a charity that you, because I know that Alabaster was doing some charity work as well.
yeah. Mm,
There is a charity for kind of a school of the arts. It is not a magic school of the arts, but it's kind of like art and kind of up Ash's like personal interest alley.
mm,
That is meant to be sort of the first school to be completely like funded for underprivileged families, because typically the only ones that could send people to Bard school are like fancy people. So that was
right.
something that like kind of caught his interest because it was meant to be something that was like small in the neighborhood, kind of like run through the church, but
Okay.
like at some point you had looked out, and so like this actually has some potential. These are being run by people who actually know what they're doing, like they have experience working in project management and things of that nature. um, but it might put a strain on you, especially since there is a purchase of like land that you could purchase of an old abandoned building, but it resides on a part of the sewer system that you don't control yet, and it would be a perfect location. So Ash would have to choose whether or not he wants to fund the school or expand the sewer system, and it would take you. It's kind of like a cut through underneath red territory.
Got you.
Which before it would kind of like go up and around, so it takes a long time, and it also would be a good place if you ever wanted to strike a good, so it's one, good for movement's sake, but two, it's a very tactical position if you ever wanted to strike in and get out quick.
He would 100% be interested in something like that, particularly owning the ground that a school like that would be on. What does he know about the church that wants to do this? Is it red? Is it neutral?
Yeah,
Are there
sorry.
rumors?
You would I mean, you could, like, you wouldn't like own it, like you wouldn't own the, or actually, like, I guess you would own the property, but you wouldn't really be like part of the people running it, but you would absolutely
No, no,
have a
no. It's more
say.
like I
Yeah,
buy the property and then kind of donate the use of
exactly.
it to, like, they wouldn't pay me rent
Right,
because I'm donating the use of the land. Like
right.
that is totally legit.
But the building for the sewer system and this are two separate places. Like,
Okay,
so you would have to
that's
choose
fine.
one or the other, in a way.
I mean, this is
But
the long game, right? So like doing this now and incurring some debts, but then paying those debts off
mhm.
as quickly as he can, so that he can expand the sewer system next. I mean, this seems to be kind of like a time sensitive.
Yeah, it's kind of a it's striking while the iron's hot. If you choose not to
Hmm.
fund this, you could still probably help them out in other ways, but it's kind of one of those, it's like a chaotic moment, like you can fund this now and it will just take off, you know that it would. But
Yeah,
if you don't,
yeah,
then some of them might have to go out and make money in different ways, and then the people that would have been available are no longer available.
yeah. No, for sure. That's
Um,
yeah. I mean, they're playing the long game right now, so the sewer system, although important, doesn't necessarily need to be finished immediately
mhm.
in order for it to be